Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and this cute groundhog is the new pattern in the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club. When I say new, it is February 1st, 2023, and this is the pattern that's going to be exclusive to the club for the entire month of February. So if you're in the club already, you should have already received an email with a link to download this pattern. You'll also find it if you log into your account and go to your downloads. It'll be at the very top of your downloads library this month. If you're not in the club yet and you join any time in the month of February, this is the pattern that you're going to get instant access to. If you're not in the club and you're watching this much later than February 2023, you'll be able to find this just in the regular shop at shinyhappyworld.com. It'll be in the shop sometime probably near the end of March. So here's how to make him. Okay, I've got everything prepped here and ready to go for the groundhog block. And just to clarify, I've got my, since this is the video showing you how to do it with a light box, I've got my light box here. I've got it turned on and up to the brightest setting. I've got my placement guide, and then I've got layered over everything a silicone mat, and that's what I'm going to build the applique on. So the pieces are all prepped. All you need to do since you have a light box, you can ignore all the dotted lines on the back of the pieces except for the mouth. So you will need to transfer that. That's not an applique placement guide. That is a stitching line. So you'll want to transfer that before you peel off the back of the paper. So I have got all my pieces here and I am ready to go. So this block is a little bit different than most. Most of my blocks, a piece either sits on top of another block or tucks underneath another block. But because I was trying to make it look like he was actually coming out of a hole in the ground, this has got one kind of tricky thing. So first of all, we're going to lay down these dirt pieces on the sides. And there is a dotted line there that's going to show where that lines up. There we go. All right, so that's piece 1 and 2. Now we're going to jump up to his ears. And we're going to do piece number 3. So for the light box, these numbers not only tell you what piece is what, but they also tell you what order you're going to lay them down in. So this is 3 and 4. And now we're going to put his body down, and that is piece number 5. And this lays on top of everything that we have here so far. All right. Now we have the tricky piece, and that is piece number 6, and it actually has a little explanation on it of what makes it tricky, but I'm going to explain it here and show you. It's really not that big a deal. It's just different from most of my patterns, and so I wanted to give a little extra explanation. So we're going to lay this down so it's on top of the dirt pieces and the body piece along this bottom edge. But then once we get up to the top here, instead of having these little bits sit on top of the body, we're going to tuck them so that they stay on top of the dirt, but behind the body. So it's not a huge deal. It's just a little weird. So worth mentioning. There we go. All right, now we just have some face pieces. So that was number 6. So we're going to come up and do number 7, which is one of his eyes. And then number 8. And 7 and 8 are identical, so it doesn't really matter which one goes where. 9 is his little muzzle, and I've got it turned kind of sideways because I wanted him to look a little like he's smirking at us. And then the last, nope, not the last piece. The last piece on his face is his nose here. There you go. And if you're having trouble seeing the numbers or the lines through a layer of fabric, just push it down so that it's making contact with the light box below it, and it'll shine through a lot more clearly. So this is number 11, which goes on this side, and number 12. So these claws also helped, adding them helped make it look like he was coming out of that hole in the ground. There we go. Number 12. All right, now I'm going to carefully lift up the silicone mat, carry it over to my ironing board, fuse all the pieces in place. Just follow the instructions on whatever brand of fusible adhesive you are using. I use Heat and Bond Light for all of my quilts. Let it cool, and then peel the entire thing so it'll come up like one big applique, or one big iron-on patch essentially, and then fuse it onto your fabric block. Then I'll do all of the outline stitching, I'll add some catch lights to his eyes, and I will bring it back here and show you the finished block, and also show you a couple of other different color versions that I made. All right, here is the finished groundhog. I've done all of the outline stitching, and I've also added some catch lights to his eyes. The pattern has a link to a post that shows you a lot of different ways you can add those catch lights. My current favorite way is just to use a little dot of fabric paint, and the post has a link to this particular brand. It's Scribbles Shiny White. But I really like just how those simple dots really add a lot of life to the whole look of the block. So I wanted to show you a couple of different fabric options that I did too, but first let me tell you about this one. So the background block, this is part of an ongoing collection that I've been working on where all of the background blocks are blenders from the avocado color collection, which is part of the Farmer's Market color palette. And all of the shades of brown that you see, both for the groundhog and also for the hole that he's climbing out of, are from the Grizzly Blenders collection, which is part of the larger Animal Kingdom color palette. And all of the colors in that collection have animal names. So it's an easy way for you to tell what goes with which collection. But I did other colors as well. So I did more of a yellowy kind of color for this one. So the background block is from the Farmer's Market. There's a collection of blocks that are already pre-printed with your quilting lines on it, and this is from the Farmer's Market medium palette. And then all of the colors for the groundhog, all of these yellow colors, are from the Corn collection, which is also part of the Farmer's Market color palette. So it looks really nice with the Farmer's Market in the background. And then these browns are from the Grizzly Blenders collection, which is part of the Animal Kingdom palette, which is all colors, like natural color for animals, browns and grays and things like that. And I've got one more. So this one also uses colors from the Animal Kingdom palette. In this one, all of these yellows, these more golden yellows, are from the Lion Blenders collection. And then the hole and the dirt inside the hole are from the Grizzly collection of browns. And this background is from a newer collection that I'm working on where all of the background blocks use strawberry blenders from the Farmer's Market collection. So I've got a few now. I'm working until I get enough so that you can get an idea of what a quilt done entirely in those colors would look like. So that is the groundhog, done just in time for Groundhog Day this month, or this month. It is the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club for February. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I'll be back next month with a new pattern.